So while that is emptying out, it's still going to take a while. Let's have a look at making some of the improvements to the barrels. These are the jabber, just another attempt at better barrel, just another better barrel attempt is what the mod is called. So what we want to do is we want to be able to upgrade our barrels. Okay, so currently our barrels can take 64 stacks. Okay, 64 stacks of 64. Now, we could go absolutely wild and do some massive upgrades. You can upgrade a storage upgrade. Slots used 243. This increases the storage capacity by 15,522 stacks. We are going to be using the smallest one, which will increase it by 192 stacks. I think that's the one we're going for. Yes, it probably is. Because we need to make these storage upgrades. Now, storage upgrades are quite easy to make. Now, what you need to do to be able to put a storage upgrade on a barrel, I'm just keeping my eye on this because it is starting to empty out. To put a storage upgrade on a barrel, you first need to make a structural Mark 1. So the more upgrades you want to put on a barrel, if you want to put one upgrade on, you need a structural Mark 1. If you want to put 2 upgrades on, you need a structural Mark 2. Now, if you want to put a structural Mark 2 on, you need a structural Mark 1 first. If you want to put a structural Mark 5 on, you need a 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you have to put all the subsequent ones on. We're just going for the structural Mark 1s. And they are made out of wooden planks and wooden fencing, both of which we should have a decent number around. This chest here is now empty. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick that chest up, because we don't need it now. So let's go and pick up the rest of the ores. Drop that down. So let's go and grab ourselves some wooden planks and some wooden fencing. We did have both of them around at some point. We just got any bog standard oak around. Not silverwood. Let's go for eucalyptus. It's not like we're really going to use a lot of this pink wood for anything else, is it? So, oh, we've got a slime outside. That's very unusual. We have had a lot of rain recently. There was a thunderstorm while I was doing all the networking stuff. That's good. Always nice to get some slime, because we use that for sticky pistons and doing the upgrades on these barrels, in fact. So I'm just going to go ahead and just turn all of this into planks. Easy enough. Let's just grab another load there. Probably enough. So, do we have any fence panels anywhere? Did have some at some point. Probably used them all up now. Got a few... Yeah, got loads in there. Brilliant. So, let's go ahead and make these structural upgrades, which I've forgotten the pattern already, haven't I? Because that's what I do. Yeah, fence posts in the corners. No, I was right. So, we're going to do that. And that gives us the structural upgrades. And in fact, we're going to make... Let's say we're going to make 4 of them for the time being. So we'll take these 4 upgrades, and then what we can do with these is we can attach them to a barrel. So let's say, for example, we're going to use... let's use this one as our example. So we're going to right-click it, and it doesn't do anything because I've gone and done it on the wrong side. We're going to click it on... Shift-click. Yeah, there we go. We've shift-clicked, and as you can see, now tells us on this corner here that we have an upgrade slot available. So now we need to make the upgrade for it. So, in order to make the upgrade here, what we need is... 3 storage upgrades, and these storage upgrades are made using a barrel and 2 pistons. So a barrel is made using a chest, some logs, and some planks. Well, we've definitely got some logs. We did have some planks. They are in there. And we've got a few chests. We'll probably need to make another one. And I do like making them accidentally, as you guys know. Let's go ahead and grab the pistons out of there as well. It's annoying now. I've moved this chest away from the table, so I've got to keep messing around. So let's go ahead and make ourselves the first barrel. Or the first... Well, it is just a barrel. We can go ahead and make ourselves a second barrel. We're going to be running out of logs very, very shortly, which is problematic. Got any other logs that we can use that aren't necessary? Willow wood, I suppose. That'll do. Might just have to go and chop a tree down in a moment. So let's go and finish that. Again, it doesn't matter if the wood matches. It doesn't matter at all. One little bit. Add a logs. I don't want to use all of my interesting wood, I think is the term we'll go for here. Definitely don't want to use Right, we'll grab these just so we can do it. I'll do one upgrade here. We don't need to do all of them. Oh, I'm getting stuck on my own cables. So again, we're going to put another plank at the top. In fact, before we do that, we actually need to go ahead and build ourselves a chest. So we can do that out of the exciting pink wood. So we'll put a slab along the top. Then we will put some... I've still missed one, haven't I? Because I need 7, not 6. Math, not my strong point today. Or any day usually, but there we go. So let's go ahead and put that in there. And there we have our third barrel. Now what we do with those is you put the barrel with a piston top and bottom. And in fact we're going to do that 3 times over. And that will give us these 3 storage upgrades. Now I'm going to put those 3 storage upgrades in a crafting slot. And that gives me a storage upgrade X3. And what we're going to do with that is go and shift click on the barrel. Not enough upgrade slots. You need at least 3. Oh, we need to put 3 upgrade slots on it, so we need to make more of those. So I'm getting it the wrong way around because we're making it much bigger. But it's definitely going to be worth it. So we need more of these upgrade slots on first. So we will have to go and make some more. But that's not a problem. So we've only got 1 upgrade slot on there. So shift click. Oh, upgrade already applied. So we do have to go to the rank 2, which will then give us 3 because we'll have the 1 plus the 2. My bad. So we need 4 iron ingots and 4 fence posts. Well, that's not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So we need the 4 fence posts and we need the 4 iron ingots. And that gives us the Mark II upgrade. Now this just seemed like a lot of faffing about. Shift and click. So we now have the Mark II and that gives us 3 upgrade slots. And you can tell that by this number on the right hand side of the front face. So now that we've got that on there, we can shift click and add... It says I cannot downgrade a barrel. Why is that? Oh, because that's the upgrade. I want the storage slot. So shift click. And there we go. We've added that to it. So now this barrel can hold 256 stacks. So what I can start doing is taking all of the cobblestone out of this barrel and adding them to this one. So what I'm doing here, just obviously every time you left click it takes out a stack. Double right click on the other barrel puts every bit in my inventory in there. Because obviously I don't have enough inventory space to pick all of them up, but I'll pick as many as I can. Double right click, pick the rest up, double right click. So there we go, we have an empty barrel. We can reclaim that barrel and reuse it. So we've still got plenty of space in here. We can go ahead, take another load of cobblestone out of this one, double right click. We could build some sort of contraption to do this for us, but I mean literally, if it wasn't for the fact that we've got all these chests and things in the way, this is quite quick, you know. Couple of left clicks on the actual barrel itself. I mean, these things might start to despawn. I'm just going to empty the thing out completely here. It's going to lag like an absolute boss right now. But we just go, pick up as many as we can, double right click, pick up as many as we can, double right click, some more, double right click, some more, double right click. That's it. We've picked them all up. We're already up to 178 stacks. It'll go up to 256. We've got more stone in this barrel here. Not sure that we're going to be able to completely transfer the whole lot over. And we'll just about manage to do it, actually. And this will give us some more empty barrels. And, of course, we can then reuse those barrels to make more upgrades for our other barrels. Probably won't go any higher than this in terms of barrel numbers. So there we go. We're already up to 242 out of the 256 slots. But we've basically taken 3 barrels of cobblestone and put it all into a single barrel. So now we can connect that to a storage bus. And we'll have access to all that cobble from the network. So that'll be a really, really good way of doing things. And we'll reclaim those other... Well, we've actually got 3 empty barrels now. So we've actually managed to put 3 full barrels and a sort of a nearly full barrel into a single barrel. So that's really, really good optimization of our storage there. Got a lot of junk in my inventory now, which we need to sort out. But I need to make some more of those barrel upgrades. So that is what I will be concentrating on doing. Let's get rid of that stuff. So I will have to go out and get some more trees, but I'll wait for daylight, and I'll go... Well, it is daylight now, but I'll go and do that on another video. We have another empty chest here, so let's go ahead and pick up this chest, because, of course, we can use that chest to make the next thing. What do we want to do now? Do we want to take this... Let's go with this chest that's got all the plants and stuff in, shall we? Or this one that's got all the food in. There's actually quite a lot of stuff. I'm... a little bit reluctant to start doing these ones that have got all the marble and stuff in, because it would be nice to take all of the marble and stuff and put that in a barrel, but I need to clear my inventory out before I go and do that. Let's do this one over here. This one's got a lot of interesting stuff in. This is mainly stuff that drops from mobs. So let's go ahead and drop that down there. So what we've got in here, we've basically got stuff like bones, feathers... creeper hearts. There's a bit of meat in there as well. There's some random stuff that just kind of got stuck in there as well. Ink and brains, eyeballs, confusing powder. There's all sorts of weird stuff in there. It doesn't really matter though. That's the great thing about this, because there we go. It's more fence posts, walls, string, the whole lot, the whole shebang. Because we actually go and have a look at the terminal now. Can we make that any bigger? No, not really. But as you can actually see, we've got a lot of stuff going in here now. That's only the contents of a couple of chests, but it already looks a lot more compact. I mean, look at the redstone. That redstone is 510 items, which previously would have been taking up, what, about 8 slots or something like that. Instead of it taking up 8 slots, it's now only taking up 1 in the inventory. Same with the peridot there. That would have been, 2 or 3 slots worth. And it does put everything in alphabetical order as well. Though you can change it. You can sort by name. You can sort by number of items, so you can see what we've got the most of. We can sort by mod, so we can actually split things up. So all of our thermal foundation stuff's there together, and I think the mod names in alphabetical order there. And we can sort by inventory tweaks as well. And we can sort by name. We can also go ahead and search. So if I want to go and see, right, do I have any iron? And just type iron, it'll tell me everything that's got iron in. Just the same as if we were using not enough items. So that's really, really good. And then, of course, you can also change between ascending and descending. You've got the craftable view. Obviously, we don't have anything wired up with automation, so there's nothing craftable. And as you can see, if we click on crafting status, there's nothing being crafted. So it's just our terminal. We've got a lot of stuff going in there. That's working out really nicely. So we'll just have one final look upstairs at the storage before I end this video, because the video is already going on a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So let's just have a look down here. And if you actually look at these storage drives, most of them are still empty. So all of the drives apart from the first one, let's look at the other stack, all empty. So far, we've only used 1 drive. And we still have some space left. It's at 782 out of 1,024 bytes. Now, it has stopped going up. I'm sure the whole thing is still working, though. 1,082, 56. Or has it moved on to something else? Or have I broken a cable and not realised it? Or has it indeed actually emptied that chest? It's probably emptied the chest, because it didn't have big stacks in it. Yeah, there we go. That's why it stopped going up. Chest's actually empty, because the chest didn't have big stacks of stuff in like the other one did. So we can go ahead and grab the other chest, plonk that down next to it. We'll zip back upstairs to the floor, and we can have another look and see that going up. And 782, 790. So you can see it's not 798. It's not using an awful lot of space, but now we are getting into smaller stacks. So having multiple stacks of a few items takes up a lot more space than having big stacks of many items. As you can see now, we're actually at all 63 types that particular drive can hold. Now, there is still more storage space on it, because it's only using 841 of the 1,024 bytes. So that means that if there's anything going into the system that is already of one of the item types that's in this drive, it'll add to that. But as you can see now, it's starting to use the second drive. So because we've got a lot of various different and interesting things, it is going to start to use those drives up. So what I'm going to do before the next video is I'm going to keep getting these chests emptied out in the same way that I'm doing this. I'm going to upgrade some more of the barrels. We won't need that many of them upgrading. We'll have one for cobblestone, which we've got, definitely. We will have probably one for dirt. Although we don't have all that much of that. It is mainly cobblestone. We'll probably grab one for gravel. And we'll probably have one for marble. We might have one for granite as well. We've already got one for limestone. Some of them it doesn't matter too much. We have got a lot of gravel. We've got a lot of granite. So yeah, we'll definitely have one for marble. But we'll see what we've got. I'll transfer everything into single barrels and see how much it goes over. And in the meantime, we'll just continue to empty these chests. A lot of stuff in these. I'm not going to empty these chests out first. Simply because I want to deal with all of the building material blocks that are in there. But we can empty the rest of them out. And don't forget, of course, we've also got some chests on other rooms as well. We've got these chests, which we won't really need anymore. The reason I have these chests in different rooms is because, obviously, if I'm working on Industrial Craft 2 stuff, I want all of my Industrial Craft 2 stuff in the room near the Industrial Craft 2 stuff. But this ends up with me having multiple items spread over different floors. I mean, I was just looking for wood. Look, I have oak logs up here. I've got iron on about 4 different floors. I've got wood on about 4 different floors. Cobblestone all over the place. So the good thing is, once it's all in the system, it doesn't matter what floor it's on, because all I have to do is walk over here and I've got access to it right there. So that is the beauty of Applied Energistics, and I'm really, really happy with the way that it is all working out quite right now. It's doing a really, really good job of things. Let's go ahead and have a look at that. It's empty as expected. Gives us another chest. Keep forgetting to hold shift because you can't just pick them up like that. What was I going to grab next? This one, I suppose. Let's go ahead and grab that, and we'll throw that down next to it. And by using this method with the dolly, it means I don't have to keep messing around and moving the cable. I don't have to keep messing around and moving the import bus. I can just pick up a full chest, dump it next to it. What I might do, actually, I might decide to keep that in the wall and actually have it hidden down there at the bottom. That's actually not a terrible idea, in fact. Just because we can, let's do it now. I'm going to pick this barrel of dirt up and just dump it over here. It's in a bit of a silly place, but it's out of the way. And I'm going to not pick that barrel up yet, but I'm going to go ahead and just break all of this stuff here, actually. Now, do be careful when trying to remove this with the mining laser, which you shouldn't be doing, because you're going to end up doing this and making holes in the floor. So let that be a lesson to me, because it's not the first time I've done it today either. Done it a million times. Let's just go ahead and grab another piece of stone, because I want to fill that hole in. It's very, very derpy of me. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of that block, and I want to get rid of that block. And what we're going to do then is just grab a ME glass cable, and we're going to go down to there. And then we need 2 cobblestone facades, and I only have 1 left, because, of course, why would I have the right number? So we've got 1 anchor. I need some more. Where have I put everything? I appreciate now that this is ending up being a long video, so apologies for that. But you know I always end up going really, really over the length of time that I thought I was going to do. Copper ingot, so let's go in there. Copper ingot with that gives us 3 more anchor cables. We'll not leave that in the crafting table. I have to put it somewhere safe. So let's go and put that just back in with the tools for now. Still undecided if I'm going to keep all of the tools out. Just going to shift right click to get... No. Shift left click to get a single piece of cobble. I actually ended up with 3 there, which I suppose is okay because technically I need 4. No, I don't only need 1, don't I? So that goes in the middle, and we surround that with the cable anchors, and that gives us the cobble facade. So we've got a few more than we need now. But what we'll do is we'll put 1 there, 1 there. We will then take our import bus and drop that down there. And if we just have a look and make sure it still has the card in. It doesn't have the card in anymore. Oh, there's the fuzzy card. It did pop back out. So there's the fuzzy card. So what we can now do is just pick that chest up and just dump it down there. Isn't that a lot neater? So what this basically means now is if I want to put anything in the system, instead of me going in here and just clicking it and putting it in here, which I can, if I really want to, I can just dump everything into this chest. and it will then filter back into the system. Now, there was a really good tip, and I'm just gonna talk about this just before I finish the video, before I forget. I think it was Sniper Lemming that suggested it, and it's a really good idea. You get to ender chests. Now, if you don't know what ender chests are, basically ender chests are teleport chests that are linked together. So you can color code them, so you can have multiple different ender chest networks. But basically, you have two. If you have 2 or more ender chests that are the same color, they link. So anything that you put in one chest is available in all of the chests. And the idea is, you get one ender chest and you leave it back home connected to the ME network. So this would be an ender chest. Then we get another ender chest that's the same colour. And we take it with us when we go anywhere. We go mining, for example. And then what we do is, when our inventory's full, we dump all of the junk into the ender... We put the ender chest down that we have with us. We dump all of the junk that we have into the ender chest, which automatically then puts it in this ender chest. And it gets sucked out and goes straight into the network. By the time you get home, everything is already uploaded, which is a really fantastic way of doing things. I really like that idea, so I'm definitely going to be using that just as soon as we get to a point where we can have some ender chests. But it also means as well, if I decide one day that I've got a barrel full of stuff or a chest full of stuff and I want to upload it, instead of having to mess around, all I have to do is pick this thing up, move it out of the way. I was originally not going to keep that import bus because what I intended to do was to have a... what I originally intended to do, instead of having that import bus there, was to keep all of these terminals on a single group of channels. Because we're actually using 7 channels with the import bus. So I was going to keep it at 6 and put all of my import buses and export buses and storage buses. Because don't forget, we're going to have storage buses for all of these barrels as well. So I was thinking about keeping all of those on a separate group of channels. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm happy with how that is going. So I'm actually going to split this video in 2, so this video won't be long, it'll only be about 20 minutes, because this video and the last video have basically been like 45 minutes, which is far too long. But if we just have a look over at the drives, you can see that the first drive is now showing orange, which means that it can't take any more different types of item, but it does still have some slots, some data remaining. And as you can see, there is still data filtering into it, so there's obviously something going into the system at the moment that there was already some of it in the system when we started. And the second drive isn't even at capacity yet, so we're going to have plenty of storage for a long time. We're not going to need to connect anything else up, and I'm really happy about that. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video and the last one, because the last one's not going to have my customary ending on. I really hope you're enjoying Applied Energistics, and hopefully this is giving you guys some idea of how to set this thing up. This room's already looking a lot more tidier, isn't it? Even though there's barrels and stuff standing in the middle of the room, it's already starting to look a lot better. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.